to start.
I'm Spencer. I'm the men's ski captain. I'm the 4th year. I live in the house and in the room on the ground floor. I live here with Sophie and 6 other people. It's the Vast house, so it's the ski team house at UVA.
I'm Katrina. I don't really have any role on Vast. I race with the team, obviously, and I love my team. I'm very forcefully involved.
And you're like a roommate here.
I try, yeah. I live over on like Brandon Avenue, but like haven't been to my apartment in more than 24 hours, so it's kind of just like whatever. And being a second semester 4th year just gives you so much free time, and it's great to have somewhere to spend it.
I'm Holden and I'm a 2nd year. I don't really have a job or anything either, but I just like to, like everyone is saying, it's really nice to just relax here, be outside, be on the porch.
And you don't live here?
I don't live here now.
I'm Sophie, I'm a 4th year and I'm the women's ski captain and I live right upstairs.
I'm Charlotte, I'm a 2nd year and I'm living here next year, so.
It's actually really cool. I think that this house used to be like a boarding house sort of thing, because there's a big like main room on the 1st floor that's connected to another smaller room. So we think that that was like the landlord's room, and then all the other doors upstairs have numbers on them. So they used to be like, I guess, like boarding rooms for people, because this house is over 100 years old.
It's considered like the 2nd house for the ski team. There's another sort of bigger house down the street a little bit. This one's a little bit nicer than that one, but because of its amazing location and its amazing front porch, everyone hangs out here all the time. So these are just people who happen to walk by this morning, and only 2 of us actually live here.
Is that normal if you guys have like a lot of extra people around?
Oh yeah.
I'm always here.
We always sit on the
50% of the time.
Yeah, we always sit on the porch, and then as people walk by, they'll come up to say hi and sit down and talk for a bit, and we'll hang out, and then they'll leave, and then new people come, so then you just end up sitting on the porch forever.
You can't walk anywhere in this entire neighborhood,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
15, 14,
Yeah.
13, or anywhere back here without walking past something.
Yeah.
So any student who lives in this part of the corner, whether they want to or not, will probably see us sitting there.
Yeah.
And will feel obligated to come hang out if we say hi to them. And so, there's like,
Actually, really rude if you just walk by.
you can spend an entire day from breakfast to
And we frequently do.
2:30 sitting on the porch and just doing nothing. You start off with coffee and breakfast, and then it sort of run out, grab some lunch somewhere maybe, and then you start drinking Bold Rock later on, and then it just turns into a party that night. And you don't have to go anywhere.
You don't have to leave. You never have to leave.
Never.
How would the group be different if you guys didn't have houses to kind of like center on?
What's a gathering point? It gives everyone a place to come and hang out and party, and then even like I'll post in our group me and be like, oh, I'm sitting on the porch, does anyone want to come hang out with me? So people can just come by and introduce themselves even if you don't know them, so it really makes it like a central point of getting together and just hanging out, which you wouldn't have if you didn't have a house.
But I also feel like if we didn't have like a designated Vast house, like we're all still friends, we'd probably be living together, so that would become kind of a focal point anyway. Which is like, because this house, the other house we've had for so much longer, but just when we got Blue House, it became another point that we could just hang out, chill, meet people.
The ski team
It
and the
comes
ski season
naturally.
only runs from sort of the end of winter break to the beginning of spring break, and so most of the year actually we're not skiing, but it's I mean the club itself is still so I mean it's my sort of
Very
primary
active.
social organization, and it's true for a lot of so we're still constantly hanging out, constantly doing stuff here, even though the actual like skiing part of the club only happens for like 6 weeks between January and March really.
February. Yeah, well, it's 75 degrees outside. We're not skiing right now, obviously.
I broke my collarbone, but here I am on the ski team. This is what I'm gonna end up doing.
Yeah, I think like Blue House is important to me because like I just joined this year and I know that I wouldn't have probably become friends with any of you guys so quickly if like this house wasn't here, because that's just how I met everybody, was going on the stoop every weekend.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I feel like Blue House has made Vast a little more cohesive because it's such a focal point on the corner that like everyone needs to pass by, and like it just encourages you to come and say hi to the people who live here and like Vast in general. So I don't think you would have had that if we didn't have this house.
What happens here isn't generally like an official party.
Yeah.
We don't like.
It's not advertised, it just happens.
It's sort of-
Organically, right? Organically.
But at the other house is so big that, you know, for a party to happen there, it's more like an organization and it's sort of more of an official, bigger event. But here it's more of a, just people are coming by and everyone sort of comes in and does whatever they want to do, and sort of naturally is a fun way to spend a Saturday night, Thursday night. The thing I love about the kitchen here is that I live in the room right next door, and so I can always hear whenever there's anyone hanging out in the kitchen. And if, you know, sometimes I like don't do anything about it, but sometimes I hear like there's some stuff going on, so I come out and it'll often turn into like a really nice breakfast. Like this morning, Sophie made sweet pancakes, and I had Nutella, so we had Nutella crepes. Or yesterday, I got a little barbecue. The other day, so we did Persian style chicken kebabs with tomatoes, rice, and storage.
And on Thursdays we both have class at 11, so we aim. We aim to have breakfast together on Thursday mornings before class, but he overslept this Thursday. But it's okay. We aim to do it.
She's bougie and European, so we often have these really delicious, fancy Euro style cappuccinos with chocolate milk. They're delicious.
That sounds so good right now.
It's called fika, right?
Fika.
It's the Swedish word.
We have to tell them about elevator charades.
Oh,
That's the best part. So like across the street, there's like for the parking garage, there's a glass elevator, and you can see it from the stoop. So
It
like
lights up at night.
yeah, it lights up at night. So two people will go, like they'll be given like what, a category or something,
Yeah.
and then they go in the elevator, and we all sit on the stoop and watch them. And they have like when is it until it gets to the
Until it
top?
gets to the top.
top to like for them to act it out, and we sit on the stoop and like guess what they're doing.
I think the best part about living in this house is that it is so different from living at home. Because this is an experience you're only going to get in college, and only in college is it going to be okay to live in a house where all the floors are like uneven and wonky and like and like some of the plaster on the walls are falling off, and you know you live with 8 other people and you dance on a porch on the weekends, and only in college is that acceptable.
The train goes by right there, and it'll come by at 3 in the morning, and it's like right there and so loud that especially in the kitchen, nothing you hang on the wall will ever sit straight. So that sign, no matter how many times you correct it, will always end up totally off. You can even see the door frame itself is
They're all quite straight.
6 degrees off.
There's some interesting angles in this house.
What happens when it's time for people who are living here to pass on the legacy?
Sad.
You guys are all
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to leave here, but yeah, I don't know. It also makes you happy because you get to like introduce the new younger kiddos and like ask them to live here, and you get to see like how excited they are to live here. Charlotte's living here next year. Yeah. So it's like you get to pass on the torch to the next generation, and that feels pretty cool to be able to do too.